Now, you've also got Australian journalist Miranda Devine on your show tomorrow. She's led the charge against the Bidens in the United States. She's currently working for the New York Post. What's she talking about on your show tomorrow, Nick?
Well, we talked about the wash-up from her fantastic book, Laptop from Hell, which is about... she was the first journalist to get hold of the contents of that laptop that Joe Biden left in a Delaware repair shop. And the contents are extraordinary, as you know. You've read the book, but you know it shows, because you've got access to all his emails, his bank accounts, the whole lot is on there. She can trace the surreptitious dealings that that Hunter Biden had with, you know, a corrupt energy company in Ukraine, with people connected to senior people in the Russian administration, businesses very closely connected with President Xi Jinping, and the fact that this was done in pursuit of, he did this on the basis that he had connections in high places, and at the time that was Vice President Joe Biden. Joe Biden is strongly implicated in this book as at least being aware of this activity, even if he wasn't, encouraging it. But the connection is far too close to the president to be ignored. And yet, as you know, when Miranda's first reported on this for the New York Post just 3 weeks before the presidential election, it was taken down by social media. The New York Post, a newspaper that goes back to 1801, I think, founded by Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, exactly, yes. Founding father. That was taken down by Twitter for 2 weeks to silence this story. And now she has evidence of the FBI's involvement in this, the involvement of senior Democrats. So if you'd have told me even 5 years ago, Fred, if you'd come to me and said, look, I've got a great story, we've got this great collusion, this conspiracy between FBI, social media, mainstream media and the Democrats, I'd said, Fred, go and take a Bex and a good lie down, right?
Exactly.
It used to be in journalism, when you and I started, that in a choice between a conspiracy and a cock-up, you go for the cock-up every time, right? Now, no. I mean, this has changed in the last 2 years, and Miranda's book and the evidence that she's brought to bear shows that just because something sounds like a wild conspiracy theory doesn't mean it's not true.
Well, the conspiracy, the plot thickens or it curdles, as they say, because none of the Bidens are in jail. I mean, this is very compelling evidence of the highest level of corruption in United States politics. And nobody's even been charged. Is Miranda as alarmed as some people are about that?
Yeah, but I think at the same time resigned to the fact that that's the way things are. That they can impeach President Trump on what turned out to be, trumped up charges, if you excuse the pun. The idea of Russian collusion, the thing that the ABC said was the biggest story of the century. Absolutely false. It's been tested and proven to be absolutely wrong. But this, which is very clear evidence of collusion between Joe Biden's son and the Russians and others, oh, no, that doesn't matter. It's ignored. I think Miranda is hopeful that things will change if after the midterm elections the Republicans have control of the House, and there's a lot of plans underway for inquiries and so forth that'll drag this truth out into the open. Even then, though, I suspect it'll be basically the New York Times and other woke outlets will just run dead on it. So, once again, I think it's a strange world, but there is a determination to attack Republicans for any excuse, and an absolute reluctance. You wonder what Joe Biden would have to do before there was a call for an impeachment from, say, CNN, Whereas President Donald Trump just has to get up and do a lazy tweet, and he's already in the
That's right.
in the box. It's too mild to call it double standards, and we're getting too used to it to even marvel at it. But it is extraordinary.
But